Hello, guys. A very warm welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for tuning in. In case you're meeting for the very first time, this is Andy Sam, and I am back again with another video. But before then, allow me to appreciate you so much for your support. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the likes, for the comments. Thank you for watching my content, and also thank you for sharing my content. I don't take it for granted. By the way, we are road to 1,000 subscribers, and soon you'll be there. And please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, take a minute, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you'll always watch my content. Because what I'm planning to bring on this channel, you're not ready for it. Yeah. Anyway, today's video, it's an encouragement video, and I'm sharing this video because I'm also encouraged. And I'm sharing it because today I was reading a book by Rick Warren, and most of my points will be driven from his book. And so the topic of the book is purpose driven life. I know most of you have read so many articles about purpose driven life, books on purpose driven life, and you can relate, yeah. But yeah, that's why I'm here today. So it's about purpose driven life, and one thing I love with this book is that it tries to it starts by helping us, or helping me and you, appreciate that we are not accidents. Did you hear that? Like, us being alive, or us breathing at this point, at this moment, it is not by chance, it is not by luck, it is not by coincidence. It was in God's plan. Even God, before creating this world, before creating this earth, he knew that we will be among the occupants. And we, before even we were conceived by our parents, even before our parents planned for our birth, if they did, and even if they did not, God had already planned our lives. God had us in his mind, that he designed our bodies the way he did, that he determined every bit of your race, your tribe, race and tribe. Anyway, and where you come from is by God's choice, not your choice. That he knew that you would come from that background. However, bad or good it is, God knew that that is the kind of background that you would be raised, you know. And that's so important to appreciate that by any chance you are not here by accident, and knowing that God had us in his mind. He is with us even in our present. It doesn't matter the kind of challenges you go through, God is with us in every moment we do. Some of us come from dysfunctional families, and it can be so traumatizing as a child to come from a dysfunctional family, because the kind of the kind of character development you go through as a young child, and you do not have the muscles to do what? You don't have the muscles to contemplate on some of the challenges you go through. I come from one, so I can relate. But at some point, you may ask God some questions. At some point, you may doubt your existence. But you know what? God knew that you'll go through that. Yeah. Yeah. So that is it. He starts by helping us appreciate that our existence is not by coincidence, that he planned for our birth, he planned for our existence, and he is with us till the very end. Now, my main point is here. Now, what drives your life? What are you like? What makes you behave like the way you behave? Yeah, you're born, taken to primary school, secondary school, university. You have that career, you have that job, or you're still searching for a job. What are kind of the things that are running in your mind? You know, are you this kind of a person whereby the village people said that you will not make it in your life? When you're growing up, we have so many waves trying to discourage us from left, right, center, trying to pull us down. And now you're telling them you're there to prove a point that I have made it to the highest level and I'm here. Are you living a life to approve people? Or what really drives your life? Yeah. So um sometimes you are driven by pressure from people, from friends. Your friends are married and you're not even married. Probably you do not even have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you're wondering, that kind of pressure. Your friends are driving big machines. Your friends are having good jobs, deadlines. I mean, what really drives you? Peer pressure. What really drives you, or what really runs in your mind each and every day you wake up to do what you do? You know. And so, Requiring is trying to highlight some of the most important points, which I feel at some point, that's the life that I was living. Some I've overcome, others I'm trying to overcome. Yeah. And so I'll just be driving them directly from the book, um about what drives your life, what drives my life. So the first point that he talks about is that many people are driven by guilt. And by this, he says they spend their entire lives running from regrets and hiding their shame. Guilt driven people are manipulated by memories. You know, if you're driven by guilt, you're always regretting. And those memories are always coming in your mind. And you are reminded again and again. You did this, you did that. Remember when Cain sinned, um his guilt disconnected him from God. And he was told that he'll be a wanderer. And some of us are I don't want to say it here like that. Like some people are still wandering through life without a purpose. You're just wondering, like, what comes. You know, One thing you need to understand is that it is true we are products of our past, but we do not have to always be prisoners of our past. Our past happened. So will you always keep on dwelling on our past, like that guilt, those memories that keeps on coming and pinning you down and reminding you, remember, you're this kind of a girl, you're this kind of a man, you did this, you did this, you did this. At some point you are a drunkard, you're overeat. Do you still taking yourself like a drunkard? No. God's aims is to give us a fresh start. And when He gives you a fresh start, He gives you a new lifestyle. And if you're still holding on your guilt and you're still living your past, there is no you're going to grow, my friend. So um that is it. The second point is that many people are driven by resentment and anger. I don't know if you've met those people who are bitter. There are people who are naturally bitter, mad, and everywhere they go, they cause like chaos. It's not their wish. It's because maybe something was done to you by someone, especially relatives. Especially relatives. Relatives said something or did something, or even your parent did something to you, and you've grown with bitterness, you've grown with anger, resentment, and you're still holding those things, those people in your heart. One thing you need to know is that resentment always hurts you more than it does to the person you resent. You understand, eh? And the more if you forgive someone, actually it frees you more than it does to them. Someone may have done something to you and they have already forgotten, and you're still holding there. You know, if people say, I cannot talk to so and so, my, especially relatives. Hmm? And some of these things, we found our parents or relatives in issues and we picked them up to a point that you don't even talk to your cousin, you don't even say hi to them, you cannot even go to a family gathering because of those anger. So those who have hurt you in the past cannot continue to hurt you unless you hold on to the pain through resentment. Your past is past. Nothing will change it. You're only hurting yourself with your bitterness. For your own sake, learn from it and then let it go. The Bible says, to hold yourself to death with resentment would be a foolish, senseless thing to do. So if you're living in bitterness, trust in God to help you to let people go, forgive people, and you'll be relieved. The other thing is many people are driven by fear. There are people who are driven by fear of failure, to some point that some of us have potentials. You have a potential to start up a business and it picks up, it booms. But the fear, oh, if I do this, I will fail. People, what will people say about me? What will? And that then you find that you're always sitting on your potential, or what do I say? Because you don't want to take risks in this life. You are so fear is a self-imposed prison that will keep you from becoming what God intends you to be. You must move against it with the weapons of faith and love. For the Bible says, well formed love banishes fear, since fear is crippling, a fear for life. Fear of death, fear of judgment is not fully formed in love. So it is the last time you move out of your that issue of like you fearing to do this. Trust in God. Trust in God. The other thing is many people are driven by materialism. Or yeah, we generally have materialistic people, always desiring to have more. You have this, but you're always desiring to have more. And that makes like your happiness is fully dependent on what you have. It's fully dependent on what you possess. Forgetting that true happiness cometh from God. And if your happiness is dependent on material things, you will never be satisfied. Because the kind of contentment that we can have is only from God. And if you keep on chasing materialistic things, you will keep on chasing, like you will never settle. You will live restless life in your life. The most common myth about money is that having more will make me more secure. It won't. Wealth can be lost instantly through a variety of uncontrollable factors. So you need to understand that real security comes from God. You understand, eh? Real security comes from God, and that is it. In case you are a material driven person, please turn to God and tell God to give you true happiness that cometh from Him. And the last point, which this also speaks to me, sorry, is many people are driven by the need for approval. Some of us need for approval. No, your parent has taken you to primary school, you are that bright child. You go to high school, you get that best grade. You've been called to do this big course. Now you're done with the course. The expectations of the parent. You're done with the course. And now, in the village, your parents are talking about you. My son, my daughter is a lawyer. My daughter is a teacher. My daughter is a doctor. And the job is not there. And it comes with lots of confusion. And your life is like you want to get something to prove your parents, to prove your relatives, to prove a point. If you're living life of proving a point, my friend, you will always be a wanderer, because the worst thing is to try to live a life of pleasing people, because you cannot please anyone in this life. So being controlled by the opinion of others is guaranteed way to miss God's purpose for your life. So please do not let your friends, do not let other people to drive your life. Just live your life and trust in God. One thing I know is that God designed our lives different from one another. There are those people who will achieve like their life today. There are those people you done in school, you get a job today, and that's it. And it's a well-paying job. Others will have to take like a long period of time for them to settle job-wise or family-wise or so. Do not be pressurized by anything. Even if it's marriage, even if it's career, it is job. If it's not coming, God knows when. The best thing is to trust in Him and stay in his presence, and know that whatever thing that is happening, he created you for it, and you know that that's how your life would be. It is not by any chance. I hope you're communicating, and thank you for watching this. Please subscribe, and let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.